My own father in 1970 worked in a factory, but he wasn't kind of going anywhere, and he saw an ad in the newspaper that said, "Learn COBOL and punch your own ticket." So COBOL was the IBM mainframe computing language at the time. There was huge demand for it from companies. It worked. That was the start of my family's move into the American middle class. So one thing I think about a lot is, how was it so much easier 50 years prior for my father to actually show what he can do and discover a pathway to the middle class? So to understand how big a change we've seen in hiring practices, you have to understand first what was happening. There was this careening disaster of exclusion by degrees. And decade after decade, year after year, more and more exclusion. I think by 2019, 70% of new jobs needed a bachelor's degree, but fewer than 40% of American workers had a bachelor's degree. Above all, you're screening out people who got to work early. They either got to work early because that's what they wanted to do, that's what they were motivated to do, or because that's what they had to do from a financial standpoint. If you adopt the principle that if you can do the job, you can get the job, companies can fill their talent needs, and millions of people have skills for jobs that pay at least 50% more than the jobs they're in. Opportunity at Work is a social enterprise that uses data, a narrative, and a coalition of companies and talent platforms and training programs that actually allow people with skills but not college degrees to work, learn, and earn to their full potential. STARS stands for Skilled Through Alternative Routes. The reason STARS as a talent category is so important is most of the skills that all of us have, we've gained on the job. STARS are the heart of the American middle class. So when we're asking the question, can the middle class thrive? The real question is, can STARS succeed? So much of what Opportunity at Work focuses on is helping companies see the talent they're missing. Right now, to hire inclusively based on skills, it takes more of an effort. We're aiming to get skills inclusion mode into the actual workflows by which companies hire. We want to make inclusive hiring based on skills just as easy, just as simple, just as automatic. Tear the Paper Ceiling is a nationwide campaign that Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council are spearheading with almost 100 partners in the coalition behind it. And it's actually the first Ad Council campaign that is aimed not just at individuals, but at employers. So we've had several million people go to the website and say they want to be part of this STARS movement, and the coalition is making huge progress. It includes some of the biggest talent platforms that are now using our data and analytics to make it easier for companies to hire STARS. The public sector has also latched on to the Tear the Paper Ceiling campaign. And now we're up to 31 states that have either had legislation or executive action to remove degree screens on their jobs and to hire based on skills. And that has opened up over 800,000 jobs to STARS. Opportunity at Work is rewiring the U.S. labor market. Our goal at Opportunity at Work is for 1 million STARS to gain what will amount to $100 billion in higher wages over time. There's more ways to learn today than there ever have been. So if we can translate that learning into earning for millions more people, we can have a new renaissance in the labor market. All the problems that could make the biggest difference in the world, the easiest one to solve should be to get out of our own way, to allow people to contribute what they can contribute, because that's how we're going to solve all the other problems.